Okay, today we're going to tour some local Walmarts to get a feel for what a super Walmart would be like in Waldorf. We're going to start off with the California Walmart Supercenter north of Lexington Park. It's similar to the Waldorf Station Walmart that we all hope we don't ever have to deal with. They're all pretty much the same, including the truck traffic. It just never stops. One of the arguments against a Walmart in a transit-oriented development scenario is that it's dedicated to automobile shopping. Transit is not a factor, and whenever people talk about transit-oriented development, they talk about walkable neighborhood communities, and they don't talk about cars and massive parking lots. And we're going to see today that parking lots and cars are the way Walmart functions. All Walmarts have a common element dedicated to the fact that this is a place where people come to shop, and they bring their cars. The first thing that you'll notice with all these ones that we're going to see today is that they consist of a massive parking lot, a sea of cars. Walmarts are standalone commercial use buildings based on automobile dependent shopping. There are no pedestrian connections. You park as close to the door as you can get it because you're probably buying bulky items that you can't or don't want to carry very far. You might have kids in strollers. And the sprawling front of the building doesn't help you any at all because for the most part it has one or maybe two entrances. This is a super Walmart, and I can count one, two, yes, I can count three entrances here if I count the outdoor center as an entrance. Here's a close-up look at what many believe is the most offensive part of a Walmart. Is this broad facade that can run for hundreds of yards sometimes. This one appears to be probably close to 200 yards long, and we'll just scan along here a little bit and see what you're going to want to encounter. It's pretty much a flat face. They put a few peaks in the facade to make it look like maybe there's a roof up there, but there really isn't, and that would really just be a certain amount of aesthetic window dressing anyway. There's not a lot you can do to make this an appealing situation. I like this Walmart Supercenter for doing a comparison to Waldorf Station because it's oriented almost exactly the same way the Waldorf Station store would be. The back of the store is to the west, the front of the store is to the east, and to the north, up in this general area up here, there's a road. It'd be very similar to what Madam Woman Drive would do for the Walmart at Waldorf Station, because the cars have to get in here for a number of different ways, and that's the north entrance comes in beyond those trees over there on the far side, just beyond where this truck and trailer just pulled out, and that's their access for the north entrance to their property. We're taking this video at this point from a roadway, sort of an auxiliary roadway, a service roadway, to the east of the parking lot for Walmart. And this would serve the same purpose as Pullman Place would serve for Waldorf Station, that it forms a service road between Walmart and some of the other stores that are in the area between Walmart and the main highway. In this case, the main highway is 235, but in Waldorf Station, we'd be looking out, those cars in the distance would be going down Route 301 south, heading into Waldorf. One difference would be if we were at Waldorf Station, we'd be scanning past the Sonic restaurant and the McDonald's restaurant at this point. But other than that, the layout and the type of uses that we are seeing here are pretty much consistent. You can see off in the distance there are cars coming in to the south entrance to Walmart. This would be analogous to Passage Place in the Waldorf Station scenario. You have to have entrances on both sides because Walmart is dedicated to car traffic and not pedestrians. No one walks here. They've never seen anyone walk into this store, or any Walmart for that matter, simply because it wasn't designed to be a walkable situation from the very beginning. All roads lead to Walmart because no one walks to Walmart. Just crossing this parking lot on foot is a major expedition. That's about as much as a workout for a casual walker as you could expect. Imagine doing that with small kids in tow. How about carrying 100 pounds of groceries or a brand new TV set? Garden supplies, bags of mulch, rakes and shovels, that's not happening. Next stop is La Plata. See you there. This is the Walmart that's in La Plata. It's a slightly different configuration from the other ones we've seen, in that the front building materials are somewhat different, but it still shares most of the characteristics of other Walmarts. You have the sea of parking. It's a sprawling facade. The front's just huge, goes on forever and ever and ever, and it must be 150 to 200 feet long. And the only thing that breaks it up are those fake dormers on top that I think were meant to establish the illusion that there were two stores here instead of one. Somehow having a big box store that's huge in footprint, people thought that wouldn't look too bad if it was if it looked like it was two stories, even though it was only one story. It's surrounded by roads because that's what this is all about. This is all about having an automobile-based shopping experience. There are no pedestrians. All about cars. The cars just everywhere, and this parking lot is just amazing. Just a sea of places to park cars, and that's just what it's all about. Next stop, Acton Lane in Waldorf. Okay, here we are at the Acton Lane Walmart. You see the typical sea of parking area for all the cars. It has a sprawling facade in front of it. It only has one entrance. It's a smaller store than some of the others that we've looked at. It's surrounded by roads. You have Old Washington Road to the right, which is the east of where we're taking this video. Route 301 is over to the west, and Acton Lane is right behind us. Notice that all the people are headed for cars, so there are no pedestrians here either, because Walmart isn't about pedestrians. It's about having an automobile shopping experience. Well, here we are up near the Waldorf station, where the Walmart Supercenter is expected to go if the Board of Appeals approves it. TOD zones are usually described in terms of mixed use, walkable, with a community theme. However, this Walmart will be pretty much like the others we've seen so far. There'll be a sea of parking, sprawling facade with two entrances. That's a big deal, having two entrances for a Walmart besides the garden center. It'll be surrounded by roads, and there'll be no pedestrians. And why would anyone walk to this one when they don't walk to the others? They won't. There's another good reason not to walk here. The transit stations, for which this TOD zone is named, will be on the other side of 301 from where we're standing right now, but Walmart will be behind me. There'll be 8 lanes of traffic that you'll have to cross to get from one side of this TOD zone to the other. Definitely not walkable. Imagine crossing this mess without a pedestrian bridge, and there are no current plans to put a pedestrian bridge in. It's the wrong kind of project in the wrong place. Someone didn't think this one through. So what was the county thinking? How could they ignore the public safety hazards that seem unavoidable if you straddle an 8-lane highway with a walkable community? There's no way to safely cross this highway now, so let's add all those Walmart cars to make the traffic even worse. The Board of Appeals isn't supposed to award special exceptions to projects that cause adverse impacts to public safety. Putting the Supercenter in a TOD zone detracts from the whole idea of TOD with walkable communities and will make this project especially dangerous. Ask the Board of Appeals to say no to this one. Here's the address.